When he captures a camera, it really captures everything. I mean, you really feel like you're standing in the home and walking through it. So it's pretty much like a 24/7 open house. People can go on it and they can go room by room. They can go all throughout the property. It's amazing. A picture, you can't capture that. You can look at a picture in a kitchen and think, oh, wait, was it that den on that side or is the living room on that side? This, you actually know where everything is. Right, absolutely. I mean, when you have pictures in the multiple listing service, people really don't know where the placement of the bedrooms are. Some people, they say, I want the master on the other side of the house, and that's a deal breaker. So if they can go on to the 3D tour and say, oh, look at the master's over here, and okay, this is one we want to see, but they can actually see everything by walking through it. So it's going to eliminate it's going to save agents a lot of time because it's going to wheedle out people that don't necessarily like certain things, but it's also going to drive a lot of people in because they're able to see everything. Yeah, I mean, sometimes people, a lot of times people work during the week and by the time they get home at 6, 7 o'clock and they got to feed their kids, but they want to see houses, but they have to wait for the weekend and they're limited to 4 or 5 or whatever their time allows. This gives them the opportunity to actually go in and find the houses they actually like because they can go room to room and through the entire house and break it down, like you said, and actually find the properties that, in my opinion, you're going to drive in buyers that are really interested because they've already walked through the house. And if they're coming to see it after seeing the 3D tour, that means they really are interested.
Right. And then,
rather than, it's saving a lot of money and time for everybody. Definitely on houses, I would, 100%. It's the way to go. He's got the newest product, the best technology I've ever seen. Plus, Danny himself is just an amazing young man. I'm so impressed with him. I was just very impressed with him. His composure, everything about him is amazing. He blew me away with how smart he is and the product that he's created. It's amazing.
Yeah, so
and I've been sharing it with everybody. Well, I didn't order it. I mean, do you want to know really what happened?
Sure.
Well, what happened was Danny had been bugging me for a long time, and I kept hanging up on him because I get so many calls from Zillow and this and that, and he kept telling me, wait, but you got to listen. I've got something you really need. And I'm like, I'm busy right now. I'll talk to you later. And so one day he caught me on a good day when I wasn't so busy, and he said, can you just listen for a minute and let me share with you what I have? You've never seen this. I said, what is it? And so as he started to tell me what the 3D was, he wanted to do it on my Canyon Quail Trail and my Valley Stage property. They're both in Agua Dulce. They're both $1 million properties. And I told him, I said, I just had a virtual tour done, and it's being posted today. I said, and I'm having a Twilight open house on Saturday. He says, well, I'll tell you what. I'll do this one for you for free. He said, I just want you to see really what this is all about. I don't think you're completely grasping it. And he says, how can I get in the property? I said, well, it's on a convo. I said, go ahead and go. He literally went there the night before my open house, got there at midnight, stayed till 4:30 in the morning, drove all the way back to Visalia, did all his work on it, put it all together, and came back and was at my open house from 5 to 9. And he actually previewed it for agents that came in and people that came in. And I think he had a more of a crowd than I did. It was amazing. I mean, the agents in Agua Dulce were just blown away. They're like, wow, we have never seen anything like this before. Nobody in Santa Clarita or the San Fernando Valley that I'm aware of has ever used this. So it's just amazing. I love it.
Yeah,
it's going to help me sell houses for sure. Mm-hmm. On a high-end property, a lot of my high-end clients, $1-2 million and above, they don't want everybody touring their house because, in this business, you get a lot of looky-loos, a lot of people that can't afford it, but they want to come look. I have one off the freeway in Agua Dulce. Everybody thinks Justin Timberlake owns it. He's never owned it, but yet people have sworn to other realtors that they actually met him there, but I've been the only agent that's ever sold that house. He's never owned it, nor has he ever lived there. But, people like that are celebrities, high-end, they don't really want looky-loos. So a lot of times the process to even get in the property to see it, takes a approval letter with their lender. So, you might say, oh, here, I have an approval letter for $5 million. But if I'm the listing agent, I'm going to say, well, you send your package to my lender so I can make sure you're approved, because nobody wants to waste time, and the celebrities and the higher-end homes don't want everybody walking through it if they're not capable of buying it. Well, this, they can walk through it, they can view it, and they can actually, off of this, place an offer without even going to the property. Well, there's another aspect to this, too. As you're talking, I thought about something else. I have a client, and you mentioned the $500,000 range. I have a client in the $529 range, and she has 4 kids. So every time somebody comes through her house to see if they like it, she has to run around and clean an entire house and get 4 kids out. With the tour, they can actually see the house and know before they get there that they like it and they want to buy it. So it's going to prevent her from having unnecessary showings and disrupting her family life, because the people that come are really going to already be interested because they've already seen the house. They just want to go feel it now.
Right.
They want to get a real feel of it, although you get a real feel from the 3D tour, but you have to at least go there. But it really does just make a world of difference. There's a thing in real estate we all talk about. We actually have Facebook pages and things about it. You can take a picture of a house and make it look really good. And, we'll go on the MLS, we'll find a property, and we'll go, wow, this is a great house. Look at this. And the 3 or 4 pictures they put in there were great, but you get to the house and you're like, wow, they didn't tell us this.
Yeah.
And you find all of these things, and so you just wasted a bunch of time. For me, I have an 8-year-old daughter, and now I've been away from her to waste my time showing this house that the pictures pretty much told a big lie about. And, the people seeing it are heavily disappointed. Now they've got to try to find another one to go look at. So it really helps because you're actually seeing everything, and there's really no surprises when you get there. If there's a black wall with graffiti on it, it's going to be on the tour, So
right.
It really gives it, it really is valuable. It really is.
Let's fast forward 6 months, and now you've had 15 properties, $1 million plus homes, and they all have this technology. And you were going into a listing appointment, and you'd say, "Listen, here's I've done this. I'm doing this for 13 years. Blah 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 blah. But when I list your home, we're going to do this. And what this does is it does this. Like all things we just talked about. And if you put that into a presentation, it's something that they're not going to hear to anyone else.
That's right.
They're going to be
You're
like,
right.
wow, this girl's really...
I better hurry up and go pitch this. I'm my feet are tapping. I'm ready to run out the door. Because you're right. I never thought of it that way. Because, I am one of these realtors that's never cold called, never door knocked, never advertised. I'm strictly referrals. But every once in a while, somebody else, a friend of mine, just listed with somebody else, and I don't know what she had to offer besides maybe her friendship was stronger. But if I was able to come in with this and say, look, I have this, that would definitely knock their socks off.
But it's not only this.
Yeah, sometimes I take pictures of houses and then the sellers say, oh, those are horrible pictures. So I tell my sellers, why don't you just go ahead and send me some pictures that you're happy with, and I'll put those up. And they usually send worse pictures, but you know what? Now they can't come. Yeah, they do. And I put them up. I'm like, oh, dear Lord, every agent's going, what kind of pictures are these, Denise? But I do it because they're happy with those pictures. But this is undeniable. It is what it is, and you can see everything there, and you don't have to take a picture of a bedroom and you just get the little corner of the bedroom and you really can't see the depth of it or the size of it. This, you're going to be able to actually see the size of it, that you're not getting there and seeing that, you can, only take 2 steps into the room and that's it. It's really small. This, you actually get the whole feel of exactly how big it is. You can even measure it, based on, he can give exact measurements off of this. And I think that's amazing too, because there's so many houses you go to and the pictures lie. Pictures lie. This doesn't lie. This is very truthful. I don't use scripts.
Well,
I don't use any of that, but because I'm just kind of natural in everything that I do, but I never thought about this as giving me kind of the cutting edge, and You just gave me a great idea, because I think I'm going to call the MLS and have them take out the virtual tour and put this in, because this hasn't been in, and nobody has this.
Right.
I'm the only one that has it out here, and I've been in the business for 13 years, and I've had lots of virtual tours done. And I found out when I met Danny that I've actually never had a virtual tour done. What I've had is simply somebody take pictures and zoom in on them. The product that Danny offers actually allows the people to actually have a virtual tour where they can, explore the entire property step by step. And, it's amazing. It's an amazing product. It is a real tour, and it's a 3D tour, whereas I've never even really had a virtual tour, and I realized that when I met Danny. He said, this isn't a virtual tour. This is simply pictures that are zoomed in on, and the product he has is absolutely amazing. That just made my eyebrows go up. I love it.
Good. Well, Denise,
and I love Danny. He's the best. He's amazing at what he does. And let me just tell you this: when I posted that on my Facebook page, my phone rang twice, and as soon as I picked it up, it hung up. And I'm like, why is my virtual tour lady calling me? Why is she hanging up on me? And then about 20 minutes later, she called back, and her voice was very shaky. And she said, where did you get that? And I said, oh, it's this new 3D tour I got. She goes, yeah, but you're going to ruin me. You're going to destroy me. Can you take it down? She said, can you take it down? And I said,
what?
I said, well, that's, yeah. I said, So I said, well, let me talk to my sellers. So I told my sellers what was going on. They said, absolutely not. We want our house to shine above everybody else's. This is something that sets us apart and is going to get our house sold in, a quicker amount of time, probably for a higher price point than any other house in the area on the market that doesn't have this. So There you have it. It wasn't taken down. As a matter of fact, I posted it on every real estate site that I could.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's good. That's good. You
funny?
Just don't want your competitors. Yeah.
And I love her, but it's he's got the latest and greatest, and it's amazing. And hats off to him.
It's great.
I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about branding myself with it. I never thought about that